Hey, welcome back, my amazing student. So this is TPM here, now bringing you a nice, really cool feature to this application. We're going to be building a feature where we actually send the user to their intended first route that they actually wanted to visit in the application. For example, we know that in this application here, if we go to dashboard, which is protected, right? It redirects the user back into login, right? Because it's a protected route. That's what the Flask login module is actually doing. Now, when I go ahead and log in here and I sign in, right? I log in, then this is going to redirect us back to the dashboard all the time. But it's not going to redirect me back to where, let's say, I was visiting another page here, maybe the users page, and I get redirected to the login. When I log in, it's not going to redirect me to the users page, right? It's going to redirect me to the dashboard page all the time. That's not what we want. We want to send the user back to that page they originally wanted to go to. And we're going to add that feature, and it's going to be really cool. Watch this. So first things first, I want to grab, right now, if we go to the dashboard, you're going to notice that we have some query strings here, right? We got this word next that has a value of some characters there and the dashboard word, right? So this Flask login module is actually producing this. We're going to use this to detect the route that the user wanted to go to, right? We know now that the user intended to go to the dashboard because we have those values there. And this is very useful for us because that's where the user actually wanted to go. For example, let's go and create it. Let me just give you a more practical approach to this. I'm going to go and create another route here. This is going to be called test. Watch this. What happens if I go to this test route? Right, let's just return test route. Right there, right? And I go there. Let's go into that test route. And you can see now that we have those values actually changed for the next query here, right? You can see that it says test. Now you can relate this to that /. This is the percentage, the 2 Fs, right? That's what that means behind the scenes. It gets transpiled, whatever you want to call it, to that /. But anyway, so we got this, we can tell that this is the page that we wanted to go to, the user wanted to go to. So I want to grab those values. The best way to do this is in the form here, because when we log in here, we're going to lose that value when we have a post request, right? So what we can do is we can send that value in an input that's actually hidden, just like this, right? We're going to call it next, just like this. And then we're going to have a value. And here in the value, we can grab requests because we have access to it because of Jinja. And we have access to this object args, and then we have access to this method. And in here, we can say, well, I want to grab the next query, and if anything, just set it to empty. This is going to be the default value, just in case nothing is there, all right? Once we have that, then we can grab it in the backend. We can grab it in the backend. But before we do that, what I want to do is I want to actually import a module that's going to help us with this. It's from the URL library, and it's a built-in module, by the way. It's called URL parse. All right, so we're gonna import it. URL parse. So you can see URL. You can see how we have a couple of them. All right, we're gonna just get this guy. All right. So one thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that this query here doesn't come from external sources. So we want to make sure that that doesn't happen, but we're going to build a helper method. But before we do that, let me show you how this actually works with this URL parse module. So right before we log in, let's go to the login route. Right here is where we log in. Right before we redirect, let's go ahead and put some code here. So the URL parse works like this function, right? We can grab this function and we can play around with it. But I first want to give you the anatomy of this function here. This is going to return 3 things. It's going to work on 3 things, okay? Behind the scenes. And let me just give you an example here. .com, and let's say there is a page somewhere, right? Now, this has three parts, and I'm going to put it in a comment here. First of all is the scheme, and you're going to see that scheme. And the scheme is going to be the HTTPS. Then it has another part, which is the net lock. I guess is for net location. And this is going to be, in this case, the example, the domain name. And then it has another part, which is the last part, that is called path. In this case, is going to be the page. Now, if this was coming from an external source, when we do this, if this is coming from an external source, then this field here will be filled in, right? Now, this function behind the scenes, what we need to check is that these parts are empty. That's what we need to check. We need the scheme to be empty and the netlock to be empty. So that way we know that this is coming from a local source and we can grab the path, all right? So that's what we're gonna do. Let me go ahead and work on creating a helper method to help us do that. So right here above the index, I wanna create this helper method, all right? So pay attention to this. So we're gonna use this best practice to put underscores on this type of functions, helpers. So let's do that. Let's use some convention. And let me see where I am. I'm inside the create app. Yes, I am there. Let's just put there. All right. So this would be local path. And we're going to get a target, some type of target, right? That would be the page, the URL, whatever. And we're going to say it is a string. So we're going to make sure it's a string. But I also want this function to return a Boolean value. All right. That's what this function is going to return. All right. So let me see what all right, that's fine. Yeah, we know that. And this here, yeah, we're good. All right. So once we have that, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if not target, then we want to make sure that we return something false, right? A Boolean value. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get the parts out of the target, right? The URL parse. So we'll get all that out. And now we're going to go ahead and do some conditioning here. So I'm going to return the parts, the scheme, all right? I'm going to return it back, which is going to be and if you look in this, let me actually bring this up so you can see it. The scheme actually was the HTTPS in this case, but don't worry too much about it. Don't worry about what we're going to be returning here. All right? Because even though the scheme is HTTPS, at the end, what we're going to be returning will be something else. Watch this. And the location here would be example, the netlocation.com. All right, so that way you have an idea. But anyway, so we're going to say we want the scheme to be empty. And we want the parts netlock to also be empty if this is empty. And, all right, what I'm going to do is, we know that if we find a trailing slash or, backslash on the page right here, actually a forward slash, we know that it's a local path, right? So we can say, I'm going to target the start, I'm going to grab the target and I'm going to use this function start with. And I know that if it starts with forward slash, I'm getting the page. So now this function should return to us, in this case, forward slash test, right? Or test. So let's go and use it. So that way we can see what we're going to be returning, right? So let's go into here. And we're going to apply this function now, all right? So what I want to do here is I want to get some of these values that's coming from the form, but I also want to get what's coming from the URL address bar. So right below here, I'm going to take all this, put some comments there. So that way, at least you guys get some ideas, right? All right, so I'm going to create a variable here. I'm going to call it nets URL. And here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this request, the object, and the get method. and I'm gonna get the next parameter, right? I'm gonna get it from the URL, from the form, sorry, next, all right? But I also wanna make sure that I get it from the URL, as a matter of fact. So arguments, args, this is the same one that we have on the form, okay? All right, perfect. So now we got either this guy or this guy. Perfect. It's just a safety mechanism here. So we can say, we can grab the function. Let me just grab the function here. Where is this function? Oh, that's right here. All right. Yeah. All right. So what we can say is, since we know that it's going to be returning a Boolean value, we can grab the next URL, pass it in, all right? And, you know, this is either going to return, if this is true, right? Then what we want to do is return the redirect to that URL. Next URL, just like that. If not, then we'll return to the dashboard, which we have it down here, as a matter of fact. All right, so why is this argument a string? Cannot be assigned to parameter target of type string. So these nasty errors here are coming from my editor. We can either adjust the type hint on the method on top on the function, or we can fix this by doing something like this, or let me see right here, and that would take care of that. All right, so I'm just gonna use this here instead of using the optional parameter on top. But anyway, so yeah, this should actually work the way we have it now. So let's go and see this now in action. So we get redirected here, and let's just sign in real quick. gmail.com, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, enter, and it says login. All right, let's go ahead and make sure that we start our application. Refresh. Let's go back in the home page right there. Let's try to access that protected route we got, the test. And you can see that we get redirected, that's fine. But now this is supposed to redirect us to the test page if it's actually working, all right? So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, enter. And now you can see that we got redirected to the test page instead of the dashboard. So our redirection to the intended page of the user is actually working. Really good. So let's go ahead and review this a little bit. So the first thing is we import the module. Second thing here, we make sure that this function is safe. I mean, the target is safe by checking the scheme, the net location, all that stuff, and making sure that our path actually starts with a /. We're making sure that it's actually a local page, all right? And then we return either true or false with this function. And now in here, we use a function and we redirect the user to their intended URL, which is in the query string here all the time, produced by this Flask login module, all right? Or we redirect the user to the dashboard. Super simple, very easy stuff, but it takes a little bit of digging and taking apart to understand, all right? But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, our application looks good. Support me by giving, my stuff likes and subscribe to the channel, even though I can produce a bunch of videos all day long. And that annoys a lot of people. So, but don't get annoyed, just be good and be, grateful that you can learn this content for free. I'll see you guys on the next following lectures. Thank you.